What's going on, people? It's me, TheRealMossi, with another Battlefield 3 quick tip for you. We're continuing on with the best tank setups. In the last quick tip, we looked at the best aggressive setup. This time we'll go over the best defensive setup for your tank. If you haven't seen the last aggressive setups video, please check it out. It has some extra information in there that might be useful for this video. Alright, let's get started. The defensive situation is exactly opposite to the aggressive situation, but like the aggressive setup, the defensive setup also requires a gunner. Here you're engaging an enemy team with very good AT soldiers. We're talking about teams with entire squads with RPGs trying to take out your tank. In this situation, you'll need to be cautious and provide the best defense to protect your tank. So in the upgrade slot for the driver, you should go with the reactive armor. The reactive armor adds an extra sheet of armor to the rear and each of the two sides of the tank. These extra sheets of armor allow your tank to absorb one extra RPG or SMAW shot for each of the three sides. So if it normally takes 2 hits with an RPG on the side of a tank to disable it, it will now take 3 hits, since the first hit will be absorbed by the reactive armor. Each reactive armor panel can absorb 1 hit before being destroyed. Repairing the tank to 100% will restore the reactive armor. Having extra panels of armor can be very useful whether you're going up against an enemy vehicle or enemy AT soldiers. Regardless of what you're going up against, this thing will save you in battle. Alright, for the vehicle gadget, you should go with the IR smoke, since you're being really defensive. The IR smoke hides your vehicle and makes it harder for enemy vehicles and soldiers to target it, as well as providing a means of escape if you're in a really tight situation. On top of that, the IR smoke has another, more important use. It works pretty much like the IR flares on aircraft. Like IR flares, the IR smoke deters enemy weapons and vehicles from locking onto the tank. So AT soldiers with javelin launchers and enemy vehicles with guided missiles and laser designators won't be able to lock onto your tank if you pop the IR smoke. This is useful if the enemy team has a lot of lock-on weapons and guided missiles targeting your tank. If, however, they're just shooting at you with RPGs and hardly ever lock onto you, you might want to swap the IR smoke for the thermal optics. For the vehicle weapon, go with the guided missile if you're going up against a vehicle heavy team. This will give you an edge in head-to-head vehicle battles. If, however, the enemy team has tons of AT foot soldiers, you might want to switch to the HMG to supplement the gunner in taking out the enemy infantry. Now for the gunner. In the defensive setup, the gunner has to be focused on spotting and taking out enemy AT soldiers. When the driver is engaging an enemy vehicle, the gunner should jump out and repair the tank while the battle is going on. The gunner's contribution to this defensive setup should be the proximity scan to expose all enemy foot soldiers and gadgets nearby. You can also go with maintenance or thermal camo here if you really want to, but I don't think maintenance or thermal camo provide significant benefits. Maintenance allows your tank to start recovering faster from damage. How much faster? About 3 seconds faster. This is not very significant and it only works if your tank has not been disabled. The thermal camo hides your tank from enemy thermal optics, so your tank won't glow white. It also makes it a little harder for the enemy team to lock onto your tank using weapons like the javelin and guided missiles. I suggest sticking with the proximity scan since it makes it easier to spot enemy soldiers and take them out before they shoot their RPGs at you. Without the proximity scan, I really don't feel secure in my tank, but that's just me. If you guys want to be really cautious, then try out maintenance and switch back to proximity scan if you get bored of it. Alright guys, I hope this tank setup helps you survive in defensive situations. In the next quick tip, I'll go over the best lone wolf setup. If you want more information on the different options for the tank, check out the last quick tip. It's on the screen right now. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please hit the like button, leave a comment, and subscribe if you want more. Thanks again, I'm TheRealMossi. Tell your friends about me.